Princess Leonor and Baron Trump singing, double happiness royal wedding at the royal palace. Greater than, the royal vows were done. The world thought it had seen everything, until Princess Leonor and Baron Trump stood hand in hand, and began to sing. No script, no rehearsal, just emotion, raw and real. What happened next silenced the palace, stunned global leaders, and redefined the meaning of royalty. Stay with us, this was no ordinary wedding. It was the most anticipated royal wedding in decades. On July 2, 2025, the gates of Madrid's royal palace opened to a crowd of more than 50,000. The press called it, the marriage of two dynasties. Princess Leonor, Spain's first reigning queen in centuries. Baron Trump, the son of one of America's most controversial presidents. The guest list read like a United Nations summit. Kings, presidents, the Pope, Michelle Obama, Melania and Donald Trump. But despite the luxury and diplomacy, no one predicted what would happen, just after the official vows. A moment so powerful, so human, it bypassed protocol and entered legend. The moment before, a palace full. Everything was perfect. The golden carpet down the royal aisle. Leonor's breathtaking gown woven with golden thread from Seville. Baron's ceremonial jacket, stitched with both the Spanish and American coat of arms. They exchanged rings. They kissed. They turned to the crowd. But instead of walking back down the aisle, Leonor whispered something to Baron. He nodded. And then, music began. Soft, intimate, familiar. It was a Spanish-American fusion ballad, never before heard in public. The song, Double Happiness. Their voices rose, together. Baron began in English. Greater than, I never dreamed of castles or crowns, only of finding you. Leonor responded in Spanish. Greater than, no soñaba con tronos, soñaba contigo. I didn't dream of thrones, I dreamed of you. Gasps echoed through the royal hall. The priest lowered his scroll. The choir fell silent. Even King Felipe placed his hand on Queen Letitia's arm, eyes wide. What was this moment? Why had no one been told? And what did it mean for the royal record? Backstory: how the song came to be. It began in secret, months before the wedding. According to palace aides, Leonor had asked a classical composer from Barcelona to meet privately with a young American producer who had once worked on a Baron Trump school project. They met 3 times, quietly. Their task: compose a duet that blended 2 cultures, 2 languages, and 2 legacies. They called it, Double Happiness. A nod to both Spanish and Chinese wedding traditions, merging East, West, royalty, and love. Leonor's only instruction was, greater than, make it feel like peace. Make it feel like us. The first rehearsal. Only one person was present at the first rehearsal, Princess Sofia, Leonor's younger sister. She later told reporters, greater than, when I heard them sing, I forgot they were royals. I just saw 2 people, brave enough to love in public. But Queen Letizia was skeptical. She warned, greater than, royal weddings are not concerts. You don't sing at history. Still, Leonor persisted. Baron reportedly told the palace advisor, greater than, if we can't start our marriage being ourselves, then it's not a real marriage. And that changed everything. The global shockwave. Within 11 minutes, the clip of their duet had surpassed 50 million views. CNN called it, the most human moment in modern monarchy. The New York Times described it as, the unexpected anthem of a generation. Vatican Radio played the duet live on its global frequency. But not all reactions were positive. Royal traditionalists were outraged. British aristocrats said it was inappropriate and theatrical. And behind closed doors, Spanish Parliament leaders asked whether the Queen had overstepped. Still, public opinion was unstoppable. #Double Happiness trended for 14 hours worldwide. Baron's role, unexpected leadership. Many underestimated Baron Trump. Quiet, private, often seen as distant from royal custom. But during the wedding, it was he who suggested the song come after the vows, not before. He said, greater than, let the crown speak first. Let the heart speak second. His poise, his voice, his fluency in Spanish, shocked guests. Even the president of France whispered to the German chancellor, greater than, this boy, is more diplomat than politician. Leonor later said privately, greater than, Baron doesn't try to be royal. He just tries to be true. After the ceremony, royal guards escorted the couple to the reception hall. But before they entered, Leonor stopped. She looked at Barron and said, "Greater than, there's something I never told you." The cameras didn't catch what came next. But insiders say it involved a letter written by Leonor years earlier, before she ever met Barron, a letter to her future husband. She had kept it hidden in her diary. And that day, she gave it to him. He reportedly held it to his chest and said, "Greater than, now I understand everything." What did the letter say? Why was it so important on the day they married? That secret is still unknown. The new tradition, legacy begins. The song is now being archived as part of Spain's official royal history. A live orchestral version will be performed by Spain's National Symphony during the 2025 Royal Festival of Arts. Meanwhile, the couple has launched the Double Happiness Foundation, a joint U.S.-Spain charity dedicated to music education and cultural diplomacy. Their first initiative, a free youth songwriting camp in Madrid and New York, co-sponsored by the Trump Foundation and the Spanish Crown. What began as an unscripted song is now a global movement. More than just a royal moment, Leonor and Barron reminded the world that love doesn't have to follow a template. It doesn't have to be stiff, cold, or hidden. It can be sung. They redefined what it means to marry across worlds. They showed that royalty can breathe. And they gave voice to a generation raised between tradition and truth. Even after the cameras cut off, they were seen singing again, this time during their first private dance. No spotlight, just music. And two voices, singing as one. They didn't just promise loyalty. They didn't just kiss under the golden arches of the royal palace. They sang a vow the world will never forget. Princess Leonor and Barron Trump gave us more than a wedding. They gave us a melody of hope. A reminder that even in royal halls, love still speaks its own language. And sometimes, it sings.